Let's take a look at a few applications of track stacks. Once again, I'll start with folder stacks, since they're a bit simpler than summing stacks. As I said last time, a folder stack is an organizational tool. It's a container for a group of subtracks, offering a convenient way to control them as a unit, usually for mixing. Now, Logic has always had any number of ways of doing this. There were always folder tracks, a precursor to folder stacks. And it's always been possible to create a temporary on-the-fly track grouping simply by selecting a number of tracks at the same time by shift-clicking them for contiguous tracks, or command-clicking for non-contiguous tracks, or just dragging to make a multiple selection. Some functions, like fader level or solo, will then affect all the selected tracks, but relative levels will still be preserved. You can also assign a number of tracks to a group and choose which functions you want to be linked. More recently, Logic introduced Vca Faders. You can assign a Vca fader to control a group of tracks. Vca stands for Voltage Controlled Amplifier, and in the old days of analog console automation, this was a way of assigning one fader to control, usually, the overall level of a group of channels without having to actually reroute those channels' outputs through an auxiliary channel strip on the board, which in those days may have been in short supply. In Logic as well, a Vca fader controls level, mute, and solo for the tracks in the Vca group. The Vca fader is relevant to folder stacks because that's what the main track, the stack master in a folder stack, is, a Vca fader controlling all the subtracks in the stack. In this example, I'll create a fader stack from this group of 4 phasey vocal harmonies. Notice how they're automatically assigned to the Vca group that corresponds to the new folder stack master. Now I can save space in the mixer or tracks area by collapsing the stack, displaying only the stack master strip, and I can balance the level of all the harmonies in that stack against the other vocals in the arrangement from that stack master Vca fader. But stacks can also contain auxes as well as audio tracks, and they can have their own internal routings within the stack. Remember, the Stackmaster Vca fader controls the overall level of all the subtracks, but they still maintain their own routings in the mixer. In this case, the 4 harmony tracks are routed through a bus to a stereo aux subgroup with a stereo phaser effect instantiated. I'll drag that aux into the folder stack. You have to drag it between 2 tracks already in the stack to get it to drop in, but then you can rearrange the order to taste. The aux has now been assigned to the fader stack Vca group and is now a subtrack in the stack, along with the 4 audio tracks. I can control overall level, mute, and solo, including the aux, but I can also still independently tweak the subtracks as well. Next up, I'll look at summing stacks and their applications, including multi-timbral virtual instruments.